Hey there, Extreme Squad, welcome back. And if you're new here, my name is Cody X. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about what if Marvel rebooted the X-Men universe. So, we have all heard of the X-Men, right? A group of mutants trying to prove against the world that not all mutants are evil, such as the mutant known as Storm, aka Ororo Monroe, a powerhouse mutant with the abilities to control the weather, such as lightning, tornadoes, rain, hail, and all forms of the weather. And then there is Rogue, aka Anna Marie, the mutant with the ability to absorb people's memories, powers, and life force through physical contact. She had once absorbed the mutant named Cyclops' powers, including the powers of Captain Marvel, gaining the ability of flight and strength. Then we have Jubilation Lee, aka Jubilee, a mutant with the power to shoot tiny kinetic balls of energy from her hands and fingers that explode like dazzling fireworks. These explosive charges she creates can vary on size and power depending on how much energy she puts. Then we have Marvel Girl, aka Jean Grey, a powerful telepath who is deeply connected to the Phoenix Force. The Phoenix is a cosmic entity that can control energy, reshape matter, and even bend reality. With it, Jean can do things like change one substance to another, or even release massive bursts of power. Then we have another powerful telepath on our hands, known as Professor X, aka Charles Xavier. He is the leader of the X-Men, also the founder of Xavier's Institute for Gifted Youngsters. Then we have Beast, aka Hank McCoy, the lovable scientist of the X-Men, and resident furball. Along with his big brain and his love for Shakespeare, his mutant powers give him incredible strength and agility. Then we have Gambit, aka Remy LeBeau, the resident card-slinging Cajun. He is a mutant with the power to charge any object he touches with kinetic energy. The moment he lets go of the object, it will explode from the built-up kinetic forces. Gambit isn't just the powerhouse of the team, he is also a funny and also a bit chaotic member of the team. Outside of that, Gambit can also be a bit of a flirt or a major flirt, depending on the way you see him, as he's always flirting with most of the female team members, such as Rogue. And then we have Cyclops, aka Scott Summers. He is the field leader of the X-Men and also all-around powerhouse. He has the power to shoot out powerful beams of kinetic energy from his eyes, known as the optic blast. And yes, this is a very common confusion. Scott's optic blast does not come from heat or lasers. His eyes open up into another universe of where pure kinetic energy fires out from his eyes wherever he looks. The lenses of his goggles are made of a special ruby glass that allows him to control the precise power of his optic blast, meaning without his goggles, he stands a risk of accidentally firing an optic blast towards his allies. So he has to wear them all the time, except for occasions where he uses his powers at their fullest. And now finally, the final member of the team before we get into the real heavy stuff of this video. And now for everyone's favorite character and mine, we have the one and only Wolverine, aka Logan James Howlett. Logan is the grumpy Canadian of the team, with all sorts of incredible powers such as his incredible super senses, strength, healing factor, and his adamantium claws and skeleton. Logan is a very serious character, and he tends to not take any foolishness from his allies, but he can be also very loyal to those he respects. Maybe not so much Remy, as the Cajun can always be a little too much for the grumpy Canadian. Now let's get into what characters Marvel could bring into a rebooted X-Men universe. First up we have Hisako Ichiki, which I believe I pronounced that right. If not, I'm popping it up on the screen as I pronounced it. As for her other name, her mutant name, is Armor. Armor is a young, powerful mutant with the power to create a massive psionic exoskeleton around herself. That allows her to boost her strength and protect herself from damage. And it can also let her hit like a tank. Am I the only one that gets anime vibes? She had also first appeared in Astonishing X-Men issue number 4. And just in case you're curious, that first released in October 2004. It was written by Josh Whedon, and the art was by John Cassaday. From the research I've done, Armor has only appeared in one animated series called X-Men Anime, an anime that has ran for only 12 episodes. And I have already showed a clip from that anime in this video, but here's another one of her armored form. For legal reasons, I'm going to keep the audio muted, but you can find this entire series, I believe, on YouTube and on Amazon Prime if you want to go check it out. And Armor also appears in Ultimate X-Men issue 1 through the other issues, I believe. I haven't read that series yet, but from my research, she does. She's a part of Earth 6160, the Ultimate X-Men universe, and she has appeared in other X-Men comics over the years. In other medias, Armor, as of now, still does not have a Marvel Legends figure yet, but as of my research, she does currently have a Marvel's Snap card. If you have played the mobile game called Marvel Snap, she is currently a playable card in that app. As of yet, to my research, she does not yet have a playable character in Marvel's Rivals, but the fan community, the data miners, apparently have confirmed that there is code in the game for her character. But don't quote me on that because that could be false. Also, I do not support hacking of any such. Now for a little fun fact before we get into why I think Armor would be good for a X-Men reboot. And now for the fun fact. Did you know in the comics, Wolverine is actually kinda short? Logan is absolutely short. In the comics, Logan is only 5'3". But in the movies, Hugh Jackman, the guy who plays Wolverine in the live-action movies, stands at a towering height of 6'2" tall, making his comic book counterpart tiny in comparison. Comment down below. Did you know that? Alright, so now that we know who Armor is and where she had shown up, let's get into the actual theory. I think Marvel might be setting her up for a future MCU appearance, and here's why. Why would Armor be good for an X-Men reboot? That might be the question you're asking yourself right now. But don't worry, it's simple. And here's why. Armor fits Marvel's new direction perfectly. Marvel has been pushing younger heroes lately, and it's not an accident. Look at characters like Ms. Marvel, Ironheart, and Kate Bishop, who some fans even call Lady Hawkeye. And there's even the new animated Spider-Man series, which Spider-Man himself is also a young character. Marvel has been trying to please the younger generation for years, and Armor fits right in with that setup, and it all makes sense. In 2011, Studio Madhouse released the X-Men anime in Japan, then released in North America by G4 as part of Marvel's anime project produced by Studio Madhouse as a way to connect with younger fans. The reason you may be asking why it all makes sense is because in my research on Armor, in one of her appearances, she only appears in X-Men anime. Not as a cameo, not as a one-shot, but as one of the main characters. Meaning Marvel doesn't typically do this, not without reason. You see, Armor is a very visually complex character, as she is perfect for CGI rendering. She is young, she is not well known outside of comics, but she does have perks. With her psionic armor, she gives perfect visuals that Marvel's live-action movies could perfectly adapt with CGI, making for one powerful and visually awesome character for Marvel to use to reboot the X-Men as a whole live-action series or movie, as well as a animated series. And with that said, that's why I believe Hisako Ichiki would be a perfect character for Marvel to reboot the X-Men cinematic universe. Hey, I believe I pronounced her name right the first time without having to re-record. So, if y'all enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and tell me, would you like to see my other theories? And until next time, stay awesome, stay extreme.